Welcome to the first video in our SmartCharge tutorial series. In this tutorial, we'll cover the first steps of using SmartCharge. You'll learn how to create an account, build a charging network hierarchy, register and connect your chargers, and use the basic monitoring and remote control features. Let's get started. To get started with SmartCharge, you'll first need to create an account. SmartCharge offers two registration options. You can create an account using your email address and password, or you can sign up quickly using your Google account. For email registration, enter your email address, create a secure password, and complete the required information. Once submitted, you'll receive a verification email. Open the email and follow the verification link to activate your account. Alternatively, you can choose Continue with Google. After selecting your Google account and granting the required permissions, your SmartCharge account will be created automatically. Once your account has been successfully created and verified, sign in to access the SmartCharge platform. Before we start adding chargers, let's take a moment to understand the SmartCharge hierarchy. This structure helps you efficiently manage anything from a few chargers to large-scale charging networks. At the highest level, SmartCharge uses organizations. You can create one or more organizations depending on your business needs. This is especially useful if you manage charging infrastructure for multiple companies or if you are a service provider maintaining chargers on behalf of several customers. Organizations help keep assets, users, and settings separated and organized. Within each organization, you can create locations. Locations typically represent physical sites where chargers are installed, such as a company headquarters, office building, warehouse, depot, or parking facility. For example, you might have locations named London HQ and Berlin Depot. Grouping chargers by location makes them easier to monitor and manage. Inside each location, you can define one or more power grids. Power grids provide an additional level of grouping and represent the electrical infrastructure supplying power to a set of chargers. This becomes particularly important when using load balancing features, as the available electrical capacity is often lower than the combined maximum charging power of all connected chargers. By defining the capacity of each power grid, SmartCharge can intelligently distribute the available power and prevent the electrical infrastructure from being overloaded. Finally, chargers are assigned to a specific power grid. Once a charger is registered, it becomes part of the SmartCharge ecosystem, allowing you to monitor its status, manage charging sessions, apply load balancing rules, and access usage statistics. In summary, the SmartCharge hierarchy is: organization, location, power grid, charger. This flexible structure allows SmartCharge to scale from a single charging station to large multi-site charging networks, while keeping management simple and organized. After your first login, your SmartCharge account is completely empty. No organizations, locations, power grids, or chargers have been created yet. For larger deployments, you can build the hierarchy manually to match your company's structure and charging infrastructure. However, if you're using SmartCharge for personal use or simply want to register a charger quickly, there's a much faster option. By clicking the Create Default Setup button, SmartCharge automatically creates a default organization, a default location, and a default power grid for you. This allows you to skip the initial configuration steps and start registering and managing chargers immediately. The default setup is ideal for home charging installations, small deployments, or anyone who wants to get started with SmartCharge in just a few clicks. Of course, all automatically created entities can be renamed, modified, or expanded later as your charging infrastructure grows. If you'd like to build your SmartCharge structure manually, the first step is to create an organization. To do this, open the Organizations menu and click the Add New Organization button in the top right corner. Enter a name for your organization and click Save. Once the organization has been created, it will automatically become your currently selected organization. You can see the active organization at the top of the navigation menu on the left side of the screen. All locations, power grids, chargers, users, and settings that you create will belong to the currently selected organization. If you manage multiple organizations, or if you have been invited to organizations owned by other users, you can switch between them at any time using the Organization selector at the top of the left-hand menu. Now that we have an organization, let's create a location. Open the Locations menu and click the Add New Location button in the top right corner. Enter the location details and save your changes. You can provide the full address, including country, city, postal code, and street information, or simply give the location a descriptive name. The amount of information you provide depends on your needs and how you want to organize your charging infrastructure. Once the location has been created, we can add a power grid. Open the Power Grids menu and click the Add New Power Grid button in the top right corner. Select the location where the power grid should be created, enter a name, and save it. You can also create a power grid directly from a location. Simply open the location by clicking on it in the Locations list, then select Add New Power Grid from the Location Details page. Now we're ready to register our first charging station. Open the Charging Stations menu and click the Add New Charging Station button in the top right corner. Select the location and power grid where the charger will be installed, enter a name for the charging station, and save your changes. After the charging station has been created, SmartCharge will generate the connection details required for the charger to communicate with the platform. These details include the OCPP connection URL, charger ID, and password. You will need to enter these values in your charger's OCPP configuration settings. The exact location of these settings depends on the charger manufacturer, but most chargers provide a configuration page where the OCPP server address and credentials can be configured. Once the charger has been configured and successfully connects to SmartCharge, it should appear as available within a few moments. You can verify the connection by returning to the dashboard. If everything has been configured correctly, you'll see that one charger is now available and ready to accept charging sessions. At this point, your charger is fully connected to SmartCharge and can be monitored and managed through the platform. Now that our charging station is connected, let's see how it can be managed through SmartCharge. Open the Charging Stations menu and click on the charging station to open its details page. The first tab is the Overview tab. Here you can see the charging station, its EVSEs, and all available connectors, along with their current statuses. You can also perform remote actions directly from this screen. For example, you can disable or enable an entire charging station, disable individual connectors, or remotely restart the charger when troubleshooting is required. At the top of the page, you'll find the charger's technical information, including the vendor, model, firmware version, serial number, and other details reported by the device. Further down, SmartCharge provides energy usage statistics and charts, allowing you to review how much energy the charger has delivered over time and monitor charging activity. Next, open the Sessions tab. Here you'll find a complete history of charging sessions performed on this charger. For each session, you can see key information such as the connector used, the user who started the session, the start and end times, the amount of energy delivered, and the current session status. This view provides a convenient way to review charger utilization and investigate individual charging events. Finally, open the Settings tab. This section contains the charger's configuration and advanced management options. Here you can view the charger's connection details, generate a new connection password if needed, and modify the basic information that was entered when the charger was registered. At the bottom of the page, you'll find advanced device management features. By executing an inventory report, SmartCharge queries all supported technical variables and configuration parameters exposed by the charger. Once the report has been completed, you can browse the available variables, inspect their current values, and, where supported by the charger, remotely modify configuration parameters directly from SmartCharge. This gives operators deep visibility into the charger and allows many configuration changes to be performed remotely without needing physical access to the device. And with that, we've reached the end of this introductory SmartCharge tutorial. In this video, we've covered the fundamentals of getting started with the platform. We looked at how to create an account, how to build a charging network structure that fits your business needs, how to register and connect your first charging station, and finally how to monitor and manage that charger remotely through SmartCharge. These are the core building blocks of the platform and provide the foundation for managing everything from a single home charger to large-scale charging networks. In our upcoming tutorial videos, we'll explore more advanced features and real-world use cases, including user management, load balancing, reporting and analytics, charger configuration, and other powerful SmartCharge capabilities. If you have any questions, feedback, or need assistance, feel free to contact us using any of the following channels. We're always happy to help and would love to hear your feedback. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next SmartCharge tutorial.